Hey, what's up everyone? Silver Slayer, welcome back for another video. Today we're going to be talking about the low prices that we see with silver and gold. Right now gold is at $1,287 an ounce and silver is at $15.11 an ounce. Usually we see these prices a little higher. Usually gold's around 13 or 1400 and silver's around 16 to $17. You know, I've seen it around 21, $22. But you guys have to remember that this is a great opportunity. The main rule to investing, the number one rule, is buy low, sell high. You know, buy low, buy the dips, and sell at the peaks. But for some reason, this happened with Bitcoin as well. People buy high and sell higher. It's the exact opposite. It's the exact wrong thing to do. But the reason this happens is when the coin or the price is high, everyone's talking about it. You know, you're hearing it all over social media and you think it's going to keep going up. So it makes you almost put this, it's like a free advertisement to purchase, just like Bitcoin was. Most people bought Bitcoin when it was around $18,000 because it was everywhere. But then when it got down to $6,000 or $7,000, or before it even jumped up that high, no one wanted to touch it. It was only once it skyrocketed, that's when people purchased. And you have to remember the real value of these coins. You know, if you understand what silver's true potential is, the true intrinsic value, you will look at this as just a cheaper, a discount right now. You know, silver has great opportunity. Remember the real true value of the coin or of the precious metal, not spot price. There's great opportunity with silver. Looking back in a year from now, you'd be wishing you could go back in time for these prices, but currently right now, you're hoping they go up. You know, and I think that has some type of psychological factor because you want to see it going up. If it's going up, that means, you know, it's doing good, it's gonna explode. But if it's going down, it's like, oh no, it's gonna keep going down. And that's just a lack of faith, you know, in your asset. You really need to remember the bigger picture. You know, silver was $50 in 2011. That's barely 8 years ago. You know, so panic selling for precious metals is always a train wreck. You know, lots of lost funds, future regrets. Also, rebuying the same coins for much higher than you previously purchased them for. You won't get the premiums back. You're selling for a lot less than you paid and a lot less than you potentially can get if you just wait it out. You know, speculation, economic factors, surplus, mining motivation, the fiat value, stocks, and many other factors play roles influencing prices as these factors fluctuate by the hour or even more accurately by the minute. You know, we say hodl. This means hold on for dear life, and you cannot get emotionally attached to the ideas or these unrealistic theories and remember why you stack silver. You know, silver has so many benefits. If you get emotionally attached to the prices and you're checking spot price every day, it really does trick your mind and really makes you get desensitized to low prices or really high prices. For example, when I was in Bitcoin and I saw Bitcoin, you know, at $7,000, everyone was saying that's super high or super cheap. Yeah, everyone was saying how cheap it was. For me, that was really high because I got in Bitcoin when it was $1,800. So I was desensitized to the price of 1,800. So when it's at 7,000, I'm like, whoa, that's great. But most people, they got in at 18,000. So when they saw $7,000, they're like, that's so low because they got desensitized at the $20,000 range when I got desensitized at the $2,000 range. So just because you have a certain perspective doesn't mean that's true perception on the value or the price or the market price of any type of asset, whether it's housing markets, whether it's Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, or precious metals. You know, you really have to take the emotional factor out so you can look at these unbiasedly with realistic, perspectives. So you have to really realize that silver has many benefits. The intrinsic value, there's wealth preservation, there's the history, the advancement in the technological world we're in, and how important a role silver plays. Supply versus demand, you know, miners' motivation, whether, how much they're digging out the ground every year, whether they can find that much every year, whether whether people are buying that much silver every year, whether the government mints are minting that many coins, whether people are buying that many coins, whether it's the market prices or spot price, or there's so many factors. And plus the dollar is losing its purchasing power due to hyperinflation. So people are trying to preserve their wealth into this, not cash out. You really have to think about how you're going to sell your silver. Set a standard, say I'm not going to sell under $40, or I'm not going to sell for 10 years. A lot of people aren't even going to sell in general. But the main thing is you have to remember that just because you're seeing the price go down doesn't mean it's going to keep going downwards. Silver, it has such an intrinsic value. Not even talking about Bitcoin. Bitcoin has potential to crash. There are 21 million Bitcoin that will ever be mined or ever be created, but silver has a much higher value, intrinsic value. No matter who says spot price is worth what, that's 1 ounce of silver is always going to have 1 ounce of silver in it and will always be useful. Gold is used more for, coinage and jewelry, stuff like that, for fashion, for royalty. But silver has actual uses, and a lot of it's not being recovered out the ground. All gold is they take it to their pawn shop and they remelt it down and make more coins or more necklaces with it. Silver, on the other hand, is in laptops and cell phones and dental alloys and solar panels and space equipment. So a lot of it isn't getting recovered. A lot of silver is getting lost. If it's coming out the ground 9-to-1 compared to gold, but the ratio is over 90-to-1 or 100-to-1, you can see silver is very undervalued. So if you're trying to protect yourself against silver's spot price, what you can do is start buying higher premium coins or numismatic value. Think about this. So if you're buying generic rounds or American Eagles, that coin is specifically pegged to spot price. So if you have a whole bunch of Sunshine Mint 1 ounce rounds and silver is $16 an ounce, that coin is only ever going to be worth $16 or whatever spot price does. So if spot price drops, the price of that coin drops. But to protect yourself against spot price, if you have a Carson City Morgan silver dollar, VG plus or something, that coin, even if spot price drops, will always be valuable and will stay that valuable even if spot price goes down, because that coin is not being sold, is not valuable for the silver content inside of it. That's the numismatic value. It's the history, it's the collector coin, it's the rarity of the coin, it's the condition of the coin. So if you're just buying silver for a quick flip, if you're just an investor trying to buy large amounts of silver just to wait for spot price to jump up, then in this situation right now, yes, you could be panicking. But as collectors, as numismatic stackers, as long haul stackers, even quick flippers, there are ways to diversify to protect yourself against spot price. And that's why I always mention diversification is key, because no matter what happens, if you have all your eggs in one basket and that basket drops, then all your eggs are broken. But if you have a little bit of eggs in a whole bunch of baskets, if one of your basket drops, you still have tons of other baskets with eggs in them. And that's how you should look at your silver and gold investing. Have a little bit of junk silver, have a little bit of generic rounds for quick selling, or panic selling if you need to, or if you have an emergency come up. But also have your numismatic coins, coins that maybe 30 years down the line could do a lot better than spot price is, not just hoping of spot price increasing and appreciating in value, but buy some coins where that coin's gonna appreciate in value regardless of what spot price does. You have to think about that. If you go to your local coin shop right now and ask your local coin, ask the owner if he's worried about silver being $15 an ounce, he's gonna laugh at you because he understands the actual value of the metal. The only thing he might be worrying about is having to sell his silver to you for a little bit cheaper. But if people who understand the actual value of silver aren't worried about this only means it's a discount, it's an opportunity to buy more ounces for cheaper. Same goes with gold. Silver at $15 an ounce means nothing. 8 years ago it was $50 an ounce. A couple years ago it was in its 20s. This doesn't mean anything. It goes up and down. That's what the markets do. That's how the markets work. That's how this works. So if you are a person that has weak hands or panic sells or makes a lot of impulse decisions on buying and selling. Try to really take the emotion out and don't let these things affect you, because they can greatly hurt your stack and hurt your a lot of things. You can make some huge mistakes. Just like it's really easy to click a button and buy online or buy a whole bunch of silver that you might not even want. You also can sell a lot of silver that you might regret. So try to remember that. Try to remember to stay faithful. Take the emotional attachment out. Look at it realistically and just realize the real value, so you can really push forwards and keep on stacking. Anyways, this was Silver Slayer. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe for more content like this. Hope you guys enjoyed this. See you guys soon. Peace.